Welcome back to the Tarot Cottage. My name is Amy. I'm back today with a pick a card reading for you. A big welcome to my beautiful returning subscribers and a big welcome to all of my new subscribers this month. Thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you for your presence on this channel as always. You guys have made a huge difference in my life. You guys helped me get through COVID season rather, and so I just really want to show my appreciation to you. So if you are subscribed to the channel, be sure to hit your notification bell and drop your comment below any of my videos this month for your chance to win a free tarot reading with me. I will be drawing an extra name this week because of Christmas, and I am waiting to hear back from my previous winner, so be sure to check your notifications in case you were notified that you were chosen the winner. I do want to take a moment to address the spam content in my comment section. So someone posing as the Tarot Cottage has been posting comments, leaving a WhatsApp number and leaving cell phone numbers. That is not an affiliation with me at all. So be sure to protect yourself. If you are the winner of the tarot reading, I make it very clear on how to contact me through the links and channels below any of my videos. So if anyone is trying to contact you and encouraging you to contact them through any other means than the links that I have below, that's definitely not affiliation with the Tarot Cottage, so please protect yourself. But welcome to all of you who have joined us here today, and welcome to anyone who is joining us for the very first time as well. We would love to have you join us here. I do pick a card readings on this channel, so pull up and get cozy. We're going to have a little chat today because we're all friends when we gather around my table. For today's pick a card topic, we are looking at the person on your mind. It doesn't have to be a romantic connection here, but it definitely can be. And we're asking if you're ever going to see this person again. So it's a no contact right now. Will you ever see them again? It could be a no contact situation for 6 months or 6 years. It doesn't really matter. Are you going to see them again, and what will happen if you do? We have 3 piles to choose from today. Pile number 1 with the golden tarot and the purple feather. Pile number 2 with the angel feather, the angel tarot and the yellow feather. Pile number 3 with the traditional Rider-Waite tarot and the red feather. So whichever pile or piles are calling out to you, you can be drawn to multiple piles, and my timestamps are listed below. I'm going to jump right into pile number 1. Again, today we're asking Spirit about the person on your mind in disconnect, and will you ever see them again, and what will be the dynamics of that meeting? Will you see them from afar? Will you meet up with them? What will happen if you do? Pile number 1. Hello, pile number 1. You were drawn to the purple feather or to the golden tarot here, and this is your reading. The person on your mind today, will you ever see them again? And if you do, what will happen? We're going to look at their current feelings, the current state of the connection before we begin. So what is currently happening in this connection? And will pile 1 ever see their person again? Will your paths ever cross again? And what will happen if you do? So what is currently happening in this connection as we speak? We have the Ace of Pentacles, Four of Wands, the Death card, the Chariot, and we have the King of Wands. Your person could be a fire sign, a Leo, Aries, or Sagittarius. We also have Cancer energy here. We have 6 of Pentacles, and we have the Lovers ruled by Gemini. I'm going to clarify as I go forward here with a second little deck. So already in the center of this reading, this person still has a lot of focus towards you. They still have a lot of intent towards you as well. The issue comes, though, is that this person's sort of stuck between the past and the future. And in the center of the reading is the Death energy, which means if they focus on priorities in the present and they want to create space for you, they fear like they'll have to sacrifice something that they may have invested in, perhaps, because they seem to talk about decisions and choices that they have to make, and choices that they made about you in the past that they're now kicking themselves for, but also choices that they have to make in the present that would reflect that Death energy. And there could be partnerships here that they have entered into or that you're in as well, because they don't want to create havoc in any environment when it comes to you. But this person does have this feeling of an ignition with you, some sort of twin flame start. We do have the 9 of Swords reversed. And the truth is that they are really drawn to make contact towards you, but they feel like it's a bit of a risk. But it's like they feel they have to, or they're going to experience extreme torment forever. It's like they're stuck in a wheel, like in a hamster wheel. And so they have convinced themselves that they require this closure when it comes to you. But the truth of the matter is that they still are very possessive over this connection. You can see that the dragon is hoarding his pile of gold and hoarding what he believes to be his. And so ultimately there's this disconnect between wanting you, wanting to protect themselves, wanting to protect this connection with you, but also wanting to protect their practical investments. So they're sort of being pulled between this desire and this hard place, a rock and a hard place here. I did see the Eight of Swords, so they're feeling very stuck in the present of this connection. We have the Queen of Swords and the Three of Wands. And they really do think, especially if you're resonating with the divine feminine energy, and it has really nothing to do with gender. It's really all about emotions and the energy field surrounding it. So you can be the divine masculine as well and still be represented by the Queen of Swords. But they're really wondering what your circumstances are and whether you're going to reach out too. They're really curious about expansion and how you would even react to them approaching you. They are a little intimidated to approach, and that's part of the reason why. They're talking about not knowing how you're feeling, and they have the same question on their mind about whether they're going to see you again and what that would look like. We have the Five of Pentacles. They feel like they are isolated in the loss. So they're not really convinced that this is a two-sided connection at this moment. And that could be their way of remaining complacent. They feel like it's really imbalanced, or that they hold more emotional investment towards you than you do towards them. It's like they just think that you hold the power a little bit here, because they feel disarmed when it comes to the attraction or focus that they have towards you. And they feel really isolated and lonely, truly. Back of the deck is the Sun card. We also have the Queen of Pentacles. Theirs could be Virgo, Capricorn, or Taurus energy coming from the divine feminine. We also have Leo energy with the Sun and the Ace of Cups, and there's the Empress. But the fact is that this person is keen on making some sort of contact, and we're going to look into that a little bit further in a moment. But they really are keen on making some sort of contact, but they don't want to create any practical losses for you or for themselves. So if the divine feminine is the one in another connection, perhaps at this time, you're representing this temptation, but they don't want to chop sort of the legs out from underneath you. They don't want to create any sort of obstacle or turmoil in your life at this time. How do they currently feel, please, about pile number one? How does the person on pile one's mind currently feel about the connection, about seeing them again? We have feelings. Take time to explore the deep emotions that you are experiencing. And this person is being pulled emotionally in different directions. This is not just attraction with the Lovers. There's something deeper that goes on here. We have signs already showing itself on the back of the deck, because I feel like signs of you pop up wherever this person goes. Because their focus is on you a lot, it's like where our focus goes, our energy is. And so we end up looking for that focus that we're so used to seeing, and we end up seeing and getting exactly what we're looking for. And we have true love. True love. True love comes when you least expect it. And so they weren't intending to feel this way perhaps about you, or to have these feelings linger on the way that they have. But I just heard it is what it is. The heart wants what the heart wants. Back of the deck says heart. You begin to feel your heartbeat faster when you are close. And that is the effect that you have on this person, is this fast beating heart. There's a recognition of souls that happens here. I want to get a few message cards to see what their current thoughts are of you. And then we're going to look at the future of this connection. So what are they currently thinking when it comes to seeing this person again? I'll take these ones up. That fell, but I do not know how to fix things in this connection at this time. And I'm wondering if too much time has passed. And so they're starting to come up with reasons and excuses why this rebirth isn't possible in the present. One of those reasons is the timing, but one of those reasons is your feelings and being unsure of how you feel. It's always been you. But I can't come forward right now. I dream about the life that we almost had, but I didn't realize I loved you until it was too late. This came in the reverse. I feel like they've always kind of known how much they feel for you. It's like this is not a new feeling that this person has. It was an instant attraction. But so this epiphany happened well before the disconnect. We have the thought about you with someone else, or the thought of you with someone else drives me crazy. So even if the Divine Feminine has moved into another connection and there's choices to be had here, that fills them with jealousy at this time. How do they currently feel, please, about pile number 1? Amethyst, transformation, certainty, and confidence. And we have here harmony, power, self-confidence, and production. Both of these cards are screaming intent. Both of them are saying that they're confident that there's more to come. We also have here healing, reconnecting with your true nature, number 33. And I think about reunions when I think about the 3s. I think about coming together and them hoping again for closure so that they can escape the torment of the constant thought about you. So let's take a look at the future of this connection, and will your paths cross again? So let's get a deck here. Will your paths cross again? Will you see this person again, and what will that look like? Will pile 1 see their person again? We have the King of Pentacles, the Massacre of Crystals. We have the Queen of Pentacles as well. You may both be in very similar dynamics when it comes to your positions right now. You could both be earth elements. You could both be a Taurus or Virgo or Capricorn. We have the Ace of Wands. Will you see each other again? Ace of Pentacles. 3 of Pentacles reversed. Back of the deck we have the Page of Wands and we have the King of Cups. Oh my. The truth is that there's going to be further contact here. There's going to be further communication between the two of you. But I don't know that this communication will result in a physical meetup, and the fact that you both will build upon that communication. Let me clarify the 3 of Pentacles. We have the Lovers and the 9 of Pentacles. Back of the deck is the Hermit. And so there will be further contact for you, pile 1. The disconnect doesn't seem to end in my scope. Here I can't really see an actual physical reunion happening here in the future, but I see communication opening up. The issue is that this Ace of Wands, you can see it's a backbone. And so there's an aspect about what sort of connects us from the grounding elements all the way up to our crown chakra. And so it's really going to rely on a lot of courage to not only execute change beyond that communication, but it also could result in, you can see that this backbone has been severed as well. It could result in people having to move away from environments because there's still going to be choices to be had in the future. There's still going to be decisions between parties, for instance, and position will still be an issue, which could make an actual reunion unlikely, or could allow us to give ourselves the permission to be complacent because those obstacles are in place. But we do have a reality that comes in. We have this explorative energy from the King of Cups coming in, this Page of Wands showing up perhaps out of the blue with a really intense flirtation and a really intense explorative energy, truly, which can spark a lot of change. But there's still a reality that exists. And you can see that the King of Cups here, there's a bottle of what looks like poison sitting in front of the king's, in front of the king's tombstone in this case. And so it's like a danger associated with the contact. Even the Ace of Pentacles, you can see the rats are surrounding the opportunity, surrounding the potential, and surrounding the communication. And that's a symbol of the ego. That's a symbol of attachments and fear too. So there's going to be further contact here. And what the two of you do with that further contact, will spearhead more in the future of this connection, but Spirit's not showing me any further physical unions between the two of you because of all of the obstacles that will be in place when that contact opens up. But it does provide an opportunity. It definitely provides an opportunity, but back of deck is the Hermit. So you can see the little mouse, he's hiding in the teapot. He's holding up the Star of Aquarius because there's still hope and there's still more to come. but we have to tread carefully and we have to plod our course and take baby steps towards our goals. And this is really speaking about navigating the practical realm in all of these positions that seem to be impeding further growth. So the contact is not over forever. There will be further contact for you, pile 1. Let's get a charm bowl, please. It could be very fiery contact, I will say. There's a spark that still exists between both of you, but I feel like you can see the Queen of Pentacles. She has her heart behind this rib cage, and I think of the 8 of Swords, and I think about something that stops us from being able to be emotionally expansive. Prisons of our own design, so positions that we enter into willingly. What is the last thought that pile 1's person had about them in the bowl? 3 of Pentacles. The 7 of Swords. So they were looking backwards. They were thinking about the past. And they were thinking about your foundation that you're in now, or their foundation as well. Could be a combination of the two. And because of that, because they keep looking, it's like they're looking for reasons to delay, because the delay is stopping them from creating risk or from taking chances. And so they fueled themselves with this belief that it might be unrealistic for you to feel the same way. We have the letter L in the bowl today. Could be an initial. We have want, and there's want here that's being emphasized in the secrecy realm here with the High Priestess crescent moon. We do have the divine masculine whale with the blue tail. It's about surrender, somebody who's surrendered to their position, but there's also a lot that they want to express as well that they have not expressed. We have October being significant. There could be Libra energy here. We have Our Lady in the bowl, so there's motherhood aspect to her. Queen of Cups, I think of healing energy. I think of nursing energy for some reason, so take that as it resonates. Believe in love. And that's the problem, is that sometimes their beliefs falter as to how much you are invested in this connection compared to their investment. All right, pile number 1, that's what I have for you today. I hope that it resonates with you. If it did, please drop that comment below so that I can enter you in for a chance to win a free reading with me. You can also check out my links below for Etsy for personal reading or for Instagram. But I hope that you come and visit me on another day at the Tarot Cottage, and I hope that you have a beautiful day. Hello, pile number 2. You were drawn to the yellow feather or to the angel tarot here, and this is your reading. The person on your mind, will you ever see them again? And what will happen if you do? We're going to look at their current feelings and the current energies between the two of you to begin. So what is currently happening in this connection? Will there be further contact? Will they ever see their person again? And if so, what will happen? We have the Hermit, Virgo. We have the 9 of Swords. There's a really strong feeling here between the two of you about worrying that it's over completely, and we're really worried about that. It's like we don't want it to be over. We really don't want it to be over because we have a lot of our hope still left. It's like we're trying to hold up the hope and maintain it. Even in this 9 of Swords, the poor mother sheep is asking the angel for help, imploring the angel for help for her little lamb here that has passed away, and there's nothing that the angel can do, and all of these buzzards around are just waiting for their reward at this time. So it's like this feeling of like time being a factor, wondering if we're too late, holding on to something. And there's a lot of thought that goes into you, and you, I feel like, plug a lot of thought at this person as well. There's an aspect of rumination and like honestly some exhaustion and holding on, because I feel like we've been holding on for a long time. We have the Page of Cups. We have the 5 of Wands. And we have the 9 of Cups. Back of the deck, we have the High Priestess, and we have the Devil. And there is a current feeling here about wishing that just out of the blue, just every day, it's like we're wondering, is today the day? Will they just pop up out of the blue and speak to me every day? And that's kind of like a wish that we have. It's like we're nothing's really changed since the beginning of this connection. I feel like our feelings have just intensified, that absence has made the heart grow fonder in this case, because we're still holding out hope that this person will take action towards us. And they may be feeling the exact same way. They may be hoping that you will take action towards them too, because there's a real codependency going on in this connection. The High Priestess is really talking about the truth of the situation and how you're both very equally attached to each other, and you both feel like there's unfinished business here. And you're both mourning that. You're mourning in the present the loss of this connection. And right in the center here, this Page of Cups is talking about the spark of intuition that's supposed to lead you to conclusions so that you don't feel that sense of loss of closure. How do they currently feel? Please, about pile number 2. Will they ever see their person again? We have the Five of Wands. In the past of this connection, there was a lot of jealousy, and there still seems to be jealousy that gets carried through to the present. And there's this aspect here too of like feeling like I'm in competition or comparing myself in the past to other people, and now physical competition in the present. We do have the Knight of Cups coming out sideways. This person could be, we have Virgo energy here, but this person could definitely be a water energy, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. We have the Six of Cups. And you know, when we combine this page with the 6, that's the Seven of Cups, and we have perhaps both of you being pulled in different directions, thinking about the past quite a bit, wondering about the future. But when we do that, we steal the focus away from the present moment and the opportunity that we have in the present moment. And that's where Spirit's trying to access us, and they're trying to give us inspiration on what to do here. This Six of Cups is both of you really hoping for a reunion in the present, hoping that that will just pop up. And hoping that confidence will be our key to that success. It's like if we just keep hoping and expecting it, then that will happen. But the problem is that's what's fueling our desire is intense worry and overthinking. And when we're planting seeds like that, it just creates obstacles for us in achieving what we actually want. It's like we're getting in our own way. And they do feel like they sort of got in their own way. It's like they self-sabotaged somehow in the past of this connection. I will say that I feel like there's a watchful element, and you may have gone to school with this person. I feel like there's a coming of age with this person. You may have gone to school, and there's this watchful element about them. But that's the problem, is that if they're a watcher today and they're watching your social media, that's a habit they've carried from the past, because they used to, instead of taking action towards you in the past, they just stayed complacent and watched for the perfect opportunity instead of becoming the perfect opportunity. We have the Eight of Cups. Back of the deck, we have the Nine of Pentacles, and we have the Judgment. Now, this Judgment energy is encouraging us to reflect upon the attachment and reflect upon the codependent nature of this connection at this time, and asking ourselves a critical question about if it's sending us into a spiral of rumination. Is it good for us to hold on to anymore, or is it better for us to remove ourselves from a situation that's no longer fulfilling us at this time? What could be impeding further growth here is perhaps further attachments beyond this connection. What could be impeding further contact could be other environments, for instance, or other investments that we've made in the practical realm, because the Nine of Pentacles talks about an independent journey that we've maintained despite the disconnect and despite it's almost like the addiction or the desires between the two of you. It's like we've still accomplished a lot. And so now this accomplishment, these practical elements in our life, it could be people, could be jobs, they are perhaps getting in the way of further contact or further momentum in this connection. But as we move into the future, we do have the Eight of Cups and the Nine of Cups, and that boils down to the 17, which is all about somebody who feels like you're really far away. And that it makes them feel vulnerable to think of you being very far away. It's like the farther away you are, the longer the disconnect continues, the less control and the less safe they feel within this attachment. How do they currently feel about pile number 2 at this time, please? Person on pile 2's mind and no contact. How are they currently feeling? We have here, let go. Sometimes it's best to let the universe do the work and let divine timing work everything out. And there is this feeling about this person wondering if it's time to sort of walk away from with the Eight of Cups, to walk away from this desire that they're holding. We have emotions. Look deep within your emotions. This person does feel like it's necessary to hide how they feel. They suppress it with the High Priestess. The Hermit even retreats and sort of grounds himself in a sort of a lonely focus. And so they do suppress and push their feelings for you down. And we have commitment. Commitment is an important factor to achieve a successful relationship. But in this case, it does feel like there could be other commitments that are impeding progress here. Let's get... How do they currently feel about pile number 2? We have not today, not dealing, avoiding a conversation. It says boundaries. And truly, you know, when we're at the 9s, we're being asked for extra force. We're being asked for strength to power through to the community of the 10s, to be able to achieve something and a full cycle to be complete. But it's like they're being passive in the future of this connection. We also have here the runner in a codependent relationships, fear of intimacy and listening to the ego. That could have been what propelled you into the disconnect in the first place, was they listened to the ego, but they haven't overcome that challenge yet. They're still learning how to do that, and this connection is still being utilized in that design to help them overcome their ego. That encourages them to be a runner in codependent relationships. We have self-indulgence, focusing on their self-appreciation. This is an aspect from the higher self for you about this in-between phase and how our focus is going and being monopolized to this disconnect. And the hope and the desire is like we really, really want reunions. We want that so badly. We're fantasizing about it in the present quite often. But Spirit says that they want us to take that force and apply it to ourselves so that we just feel better overall. And no one in this connection deserves to be in this 9 of Swords rumination, because that's painful and it hurts. We have keys on a ring, many options, decision, unconventional, one-night stand. So they fantasize about you as an option. They may even have options in their life. You may be in another cycle of relationships. They may have gone through relationships as well. But they feel stuck, you know. That's why the keys are on a ring. They're the ones who hold that ring. That's the difference, though. They hold that ring. They have the choice to walk away from anything that's unfulfilling them in order to go towards something that could fulfill them. We have the Phoenix, hoping for a new phase. It says renewing, changed mind, growth, mindset. And we do have karmic relationship reversed. So you or this person could feel like you're a part of a karmic relationship at this time. But let's take a look here at the future of the connection. Will you cross paths again? Will you see this person again? And what will happen if you do? Will pile number 2 see their person again, please, Spirit? You have 2 of Pentacles. They intend to. I will say that. There's intention here. We have Knight of Wands, but it's risky. See, the Knight of Wands is jumping through the 0, the Fool. Taking a risk because of intense attraction, because of intense impulsion. We have 5 of Swords. Will you see each other again? Oops, there goes a bit of a... We have the Star of Aquarius. On the floor, I have a couple. We have the 4 of Cups and the Ace of Cups right now, but we're going to put those back because they didn't flip over. So we'll see if they make an appearance again. We have the King of Cups. Back of the deck, we have the Empress and we have the Queen of Pentacles. I want to further this message by clarifying the King of Cups, please. We have the 7 of Wands reversed, and we have the Knight of Swords, and we have the High Priestess. Spirit says that it is not likely that you will see each other again if nothing changes in this connection as it stands. If nobody applies a new force, despite the intention, that's the thing, is that there is intention here to eventually take some sort of action. But you can see this person is balancing on top of this high tower. And so they may be afraid, or you may be afraid of taking action now because it'll create a tower moment. And it's very impulsive. If we react to our desires in the now, it feels very impulsive. It feels very risky. And so all of this internal conflict, it's like we're coming up with excuses to delay. And that is stealing the empowerment of the divine masculine. And so the Divine Feminine may be still holding out hope, but Spirit is encouraging her to go into a healing cycle, because what you may be hoping for of this person coming forward, it may not happen in a timely enough fashion for you and your abundance. Truly. And so this King of Cups, even with the King of Cups, he's holding up the ship so it doesn't sail away. He has no intention of letting it go. They have intentions of eventually doing something, but that eventual just gets dragged out. Ultimately it gets dragged out. And the Seven of Wands is reversed, which means it's like they're seeing the obstacles, but they're not even attempting to overcome them. It's like they're waiting to gather more information. They're not even attempting to overcome them. And this whale energy is like churning beneath the water. It also looks like a whale. It could look like a shark as well, which is about the danger aspects. If I bring my feelings to the surface, what is the danger that represents there? And so Spirit is not showing further contact in this connection. They do see further connection being suppressed by both sides. But they also want us to take some time in the in-between to embrace all the facets of obstacles that are in place and do our best to perhaps clear out clutter that's on our end, because we can't control the Divine Masculine. We can't make them clear out the clutter on their end, but we can create solutions for ourselves to dissolve some of the internal conflict we're feeling in the present moment in our current situation. But they don't see further contact coming in here in the future of this connection, but they see this desire between the two of you really, really maintaining. Let's get a charm bowl, please, for pile number 2. What was the last thought that pile 2's person had when it came to making contact in this connection? Six of Swords reverse. It's like they can't move on. Heartbreak, third party, perhaps, with the Three of Swords. And there's the King of Pentacles. But the King of Pentacles can represent Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn energy. But I feel like this person has amassed a lot in their life. Like they are at the head of the table, or they could be a father figure, for instance. They've created a very comfortable life for themselves, despite the feelings that they have here. Like they're the King of Pentacles in their practical realm, but they're the King of Cups for you. So the emotion is there, but they turn their back on it because of their responsibilities, because of their investments. But it sort of leaves the closure and it leaves the clarity between the two of you in this state of limbo. And there's almost an apology that's coming in because of that. It's like, I'm sorry that I'm not taking action more quickly, or I'm sorry. It's like there's already pain associated with the loss. Even here with the Divine Masculine's heart space, where the heart came out there, it's like blocked off like a cage, so to speak. We have the letter C and Q. So this could be initials. We have cool, somebody who acts unbothered by the situation, but is very much bothered by the situation. We have here the red lips, somebody who finds you very attractive and alluring. We have the High Priestess with the curled shell, and we have the Empress. The yellow Empress shell, I think about fear and worry, and worry about taking action, worrying about this person not having an attachment to you. We have the Degas Ruin, the Dawn Ruin. We have Pisces energy in the bull, and a little butterfly of transformation reversed. There's this feeling from the Divine Feminine about not being able to gain that closure as well, but feeling stuck in decisions when it comes to decisions in love, feeling stuck having made a poor decision, or feeling stuck in my environment. But the truth is that it's only the heart space that feels stuck. We have the key to being able to exercise that feeling. We have the ability to remove ourselves from situations that are no longer fulfilling us. All right, pile number 2, that's what I have for you today. I hope that it resonates with you. If it did, drop your comment below so that I can enter you in for a chance to win a free reading with me. Be sure to hit your notification bell so that if you enter, I can notify you and we can get the ball rolling, of course. You can also check out my links for Etsy for a personal reading if you feel called to. But I hope that you come back here and visit me on another day at the Tarot Cottage, and I hope you have a great day. Hello, pile number 3. You are drawn to the red feather, or to the traditional Rider-Waite Tarot, and this is your reading. The person on your mind, what are their current feelings for you, but are you ever going to see this person again? And if you do, what will happen in that interaction? So we're going to start with their feelings for you, the current climate between the two of you at this time. So what is currently happening in this connection? How does this person currently feel about pile number 3? We have the 10 of Wands and the 7 of Cups. They seem to be sort of trapped in this cycle of confusion. It's like burdened by confusion, burdened by fantasies, but burdened by confusion. And it's happened enough that they sort of feel like this shell of their former self, kind of looking at the situation. They've kept so much of themselves hidden when it comes to how they truly feel about you, always in the past trying to put on masks when it comes to you, and they've realized that they've only hurt themselves now. They're still very tempted by you in some sort of way. And they like to fantasize about the life that you guys could have had together. We have the Queen of Pentacles. The Queen here could be a Virgo, Capricorn, or a Taurus. And she's filled with all sorts of abundance and fertility at this time, which has empowered her. So this person feels like you are very physically attractive, number one, but that you hold yourself and you carry yourself in a very independent spirit. There's also an aspect of motherhood surrounding her. So you could be a parent at this time in the present. And so that's also the other dynamic that adds to their confusion, is because of you perhaps moving into another realm of existence, or you're moving into a new timeline of some sort in your life. And this it's shifting who they perceive you to be. You know, they think that you're evolving, you're changing. And so it just confuses them more because they don't know how they would fit into that evolution. But they still like to fantasize about themselves fitting into that. We have the Ace of Swords. And reality has hit them like a ton of bricks, I feel. It stings a little bit, this reality now. After the fact, after you walked away, it's like they realized, oh my gosh, that could have been my person. That could have been my chance. We could have had it all together. And now they're like left wondering what could have been if they just sparked some sort of change, that there was a spark between the two of you. They suppressed it or they didn't act upon it. And now they have this indecision about what to do with that spark. It's like it's like they keep passing the spark back and forth so that they don't burn themselves with it. But even the motion of them passing it back and forth and going over the spark over and over in their mind is keeping it alive. With the Nine of Swords, and they lose so much sleep over you. There definitely is Virgo energy here. There's the Nine of Wands, and this person is holding on to you. Holding on to you. And they don't even foresee how that's going to end. I feel like they even lose sleep. They could be dreaming about you as well. And it's not them holding on. It's not strengthening them. It's making them tired is what it is. It's making them emotionally exhausted. And the longer they have to hold on, the more it adds to their worry about how you feel, about the clearing out the confusion between the two of you as well. It's like the spark is still there. But the reality has hit them too. And the reality could involve the position of the Divine Feminine here. This is a person who in the past, especially before this disconnect perhaps happened, they really wanted to be in a relationship with you. That was like their wish, their goal, their desire. But they were so afraid that you would say no. They were so afraid that you would reject them or make them feel foolish. And so now we have the Judgment. Now they realize that that would have been the least of their worries, is being rejected in the past by you, because then they would have the clarity then, and they wouldn't be taking all of this pain with them into the future. Now they realize the error of their ways, that they should have taken their lumps if they would have happened in the past, because now this Judgment is just leaving them wanting, making them feel imbalanced, wondering about your truth. And there's this aspect too about them really wishing that they could sort of return from the dead, so to speak. And they wonder what you would do if they just popped up out of the blue. What your reaction would be. You have the Four of Pentacles. The reality is also surrounding the home and what we've invested in. So you or this person may have moved into a new timeline with another person. They're also hoarding the energy. There's a possessiveness that exists here in this connection. And that's perhaps why the reality in the present stings so much, because they feel possessive over you, but they don't possess you. And they get jealous, I feel, very jealous when it comes to other people who might. We have the Ace of Pentacles. I will say you can see the chameleons here. The chameleon can change color depending on its environment. So this person definitely wears masks depending on their company when it comes to you and their feelings. when they look at themselves in the mirror, they're honest, but when they talk to other people, they are not. And we have the Three of Pentacles. Back of the deck, we have the Five of Pentacles and the King of Swords. They do feel like there's a lot of practical loss that's possible if they take any sort of action today. And that's what worries them, is that some sort of foundation is in place. Now, this could be them worried about your foundation, a separate foundation from themselves, but they're also worried that they don't have support from you. It's like they're worried that you don't feel that same way. And here's the Five of Pentacles, and there's one person in this scene. There's one person in this scene. In the typical traditional Rider-Waite, there's two people that are suffering in the darkness, but this person's not convinced that you're suffering. But the fact is that you may be that chameleon too. There is a second person here. It's a chameleon, and they're wearing a mask. And so there is mutual suffering, but they're just not aware of it. And so that their lack of awareness throws them into despair and fear and worry. And the truth is that they should be focused perhaps in another realm, but their focus is still on perhaps more in this connection. They don't want to let go of that fantasy. They just don't know how to execute that change. We do have the King of Swords here and the Eight of Cups, and you can see he's seated. He's not really taking action to build the clarity between the two of you, or to sever themselves from any practicalities that are impeding the journey. It's like they're taking the temptation and they're taking a deep dive. It's like that's their intention. They're not going to let it go. They're just going to bury it deeper and deeper and deeper, which is only going to fuel further dissatisfaction ultimately. But let's take a look here at some of their current feelings. How do they currently feel? Please, for pile number 3. We have Ganesha. It says, clearing away obstacles, protection, and guidance, and you are the goddess. It's like they think that you're everything beautiful about the divine feminine. They don't necessarily think that luck is on their side at this moment, though. They feel like it's endurance that will win the race. And we have intuitive communication, silent whispers of the heart. So even if there's no physical contact here, and I don't feel like there is, they feel like the two of you are still communicating on some level. There's something that's being expressed between the two of you, but there's something that could perhaps get in the way. The Tree of Life, fertility, creativity, destiny, magical blessings. And this Tree of Life holds all of the symbols, all of these different symbols moving up the trunk about connection and hope and strength. And so they're kind of hoping that despite the disconnect, even if there's a longevity associated with it, that that's still growing strong. But they are worried that you don't feel that you don't feel the same, or that the support isn't there on their end. How do they currently feel? Please, about pile number 3. What's currently going on in this connection between pile 3 and their person? Oopsie. We have here trust. You need to have trust in a relationship in order for it to flourish. And I feel like they had a lack of trust within themselves in the past of this connection. I did see one flipped over. A bond. There it is, bond. A love bond that grows stronger over time. So absence just makes the heart grow fonder here. They're kind of hoping that you don't forget about them. And this situation is calling for faith. This person's faith is a little bit waning. It's like their faith and their endurance is being tested at this time because it's been so long. We do have telepathic. Close soul connections are harmoniously synchronized, creating moments of telepathy. And so there is this intuitive communication, silent whispers of the heart that they feel like is happening. Or they almost feel like sometimes it's wishful thinking, but it is happening. That's the thing, is they don't trust their own intuition to guide them at this time. Let's get some message cards about their current thoughts, please, about pile number 3. Please don't give up on us. And they're so worried that you have, or that you are. It's spinning. They're so worried that you have, or that you are giving up on this connection. And that's the reality that's hurting them. It's like they want to protect it. They want to hoard it. But they feel really stuck. They don't know how to execute change because they're in the habit. They're in the same habits that they formed when they first met you. And so in order to achieve different results, we have to apply a new force. And they feel stuck from being able to do that. They say that in the past you sent them mixed signals. Even now, some of the intuitive communication, they feel it more strongly at certain times than they do all the time. I am sick of no contact. And I fantasize about you. Back of the deck says, the distance between us is killing me at this time. So let's take a look at the future of this connection. Will you ever see each other again? The Hermit can sometimes be in planning mode. The Nine of Wands is someone who is holding on. So let's take a look here. Will you ever see your person again? What will be the context of that if you do? We have the Ten of Swords coming out. We have the Eight of Swords. We have the Strength. Leo energy here. We have the Ten of Wands. And we do have the King of Swords. Back of the deck, we have the Ace of Pentacles. And we have the Five of Cups with the Seven of Pentacles. And I want to clarify that for a moment here. Can we please clarify the King of Swords, the Ace of Pentacles? The Devil. Ten of Cups coming out sideways. And the Five of Cups. We do have the Two of Pentacles and we have the Page of Cups on your back of deck. For someone watching, I do feel like there will be further contact, and this further contact is going to pop up out of the blue. It could even come in online. The communication cycle could open up with the Ace of Pentacles. So we're going to be provided opportunity for growth, opportunity to see each other again. However, as we go through the spread, we do have a similarity to pile number one, actually, because this Ten of Swords is starting out the pathway here. And this isn't necessarily the outcome, but the Ten of Swords is us really fueling a specific expectation. And Spirit says that our specific expectation that we are holding in our fantasy and holding in our mind, that's not going to come to pass. There's also this over-emotional response to the disappointment that's impeding growth overall, because somebody is feeling really stuck and they're feeling helpless and they're feeling this fear of the unknown, and that's stealing all of their force and all of their strength. And this could be coming from you or your person at this time. It could be a combination of both, because if we think it's possible, we make it happen. We stop at nothing to make it happen. If we think it's not possible and we keep telling ourselves that message that it's too hard, it's not easy, it's impossible, I'm helpless, then that becomes the program that we run everything from. And so ultimately it is this sort of belief of the difficulty of the obstacles that allows the divine masculine here to remain complacent with their truth, ultimately. However, we do have further opportunity towards communication, but what follows up this communication is the Five of Cups, which is why I wanted to clarify it further, because although we could have clarity, we may not see each other again. We may not physically see each other again. Now there's an eventual energy here when it comes to them still holding space, but there's a lot of regret and this feeling of loss that is attached to the communication. And so there could be conversations that are had that can really help to, I want to say clear out clutter, but Spirit says that is not what's going to happen. It's not going to clear out clutter. So the conversation's filled with regret, filled with emotion as well. I will say that, filled with emotion, even from the King of Swords, filled with emotion. And it's not necessarily resulting in any sort of closure, however. It is resulting in further delays beyond that point and holding on energy. So it's not over. It's not over for you, pile 3. There is further connection that could happen, but it sort of results in a continuation of the karmic loop that we may be finding ourselves in within this attachment. And so when we recognize that there's not necessarily an emotional supportive love waiting for us in the unknown, it may have turned into an attachment that we may have to now try to navigate ourselves away from. So although I feel like there's going to be a slight delay here, this contact could come in within the next 2 years, perhaps. It's going to pop up for you unexpectedly, and it's going to be filled with an emotional conversation. And then with this Ace of Pentacles, that provides an opportunity for us to make tentative plans towards growth, but there's going to be consequences in the practical realm if we choose that course at that time. Let's get a charm bowl, please, for pile number 3. What was the last thought that pile 3's person had about contacting pile 3 in the bowl? The Virgo energy is here, making plans. As I said, there's intention here at the Two of Pentacles about not letting go. This person consistently looks into the past, and they consistently lie about their feelings for you as well, to themselves and other people. They're allowing this habit of focus on you and but complacency to allow them to remain passive with the Hanged Man in this limbo state. And so there's this aspect about feeling helpless, feeling stuck, letting emotion really rule our chariot here, when the truth is that the Hanged Man can come down whenever he wants. He's not struggling. He can act whenever he chooses to. So this person was thinking about making contact and then coming up with excuses as to why they shouldn't. We have me versus me. We have 0 with the Fool here. We also have a teddy bear, so I think of children. We have Cool, and we have the 8 of Pentacles. And this is somebody who perhaps loses focus when they're trying to work or trying to get something really accomplished. It's like they lose a lot of focus here. This connection also represents an opportunity to gain mastery over our fear as well. We have Intuitive Pisces. We have a nickel from 2015. There's a beaver on it. I think of a very family-oriented creature. I do think about the 5 of Pentacles and separation. We also have a wrench in our plans. It's reversed, but it's the red-handled wrench, which talks about when we overcome the issues, we're empowered ultimately. All right, pile 3, that's what I have for you today. I hope that it resonates with you. If it did, please drop your comment below any of my videos this month for your chance to win a free tarot reading. If you do drop your comment below, be sure to hit your notification bell so that I can notify you if you're chosen the winner. You can also check out my link for Etsy for a personal reading if you feel called to. But I hope that you come back and visit me on another day at the Tarot Cottage, and I hope you guys have a great day.